This is a brush box from a class 50. It's from the main generator. It takes the power from the rotating part of the generator and passes it through to the still part of the generator so that it can be used and controlled to force the vehicle to move forward. This one is in rather poor nick, but unfortunately I need to recover parts from it to enable us to build up a complete set to fit into 50049. Not sure where this one's come from, a number of possible candidates, but clearly this one has been exposed to the elements, but is also, as you can see, covered with a big film of grease and carbon. If I open up one of the boxes, you will see it's quite rusty in there, and also there's a lot of carbon deposit within the slots that normally hold the brushes. That's these ones here. So what I'm going to do is clean this up and get it ready for reuse. First stage of the process is to take the brush box apart into its major components, which I've now done. I've put all the things that are just steel into a tub there. You can see the nuts and bolts and the other half of the yoke, and I'll clean those up with a wire brush or some anti-rust at some point in the future. What we have here is the mounting plate with the staggers in it. That's these pieces that move the brush box positions forward. There are different patterns of this for different positions round the circumference of the generator. This I'm going to clean using an ultrasonic cleaner. This is one of the brush boxes just on its own. As you can see, there are a number of springs in there. There's also quite heavily covered in rust and also grease and carbon deposits. This one has a flash guard protecting one side and the base. That's the edge that actually faces the rotating part of the generator you're looking at there. And that piece of fiberglass is an insulator that just stops some of the potential for flashover. As you can see, this one here, which I'm just bringing into focus, that one sits on the other end of the generator brush box assembly. You can see it's got a nice wide edge to it. That has a slightly different function, but it is primarily there for the same reason. It's to stop electricity going where it shouldn't. Anyway, these pieces, the brush boxes themselves, all three of them, and the mounting part, I'm going to take and put in an ultrasonic cleaner and see how that gets on. Okay, here's my ultrasonic cleaner. It was a relatively inexpensive purchase from eBay. It controls both temperature and time that you wish to expose the parts to for cleaning. Set the temperature and the time period using these controls here. I've put just over 5 litres of water into the tank, and to that I'm going to add a cup of a detergent solution. This particular cup is full of Gunk Ultra, which seems to work quite nicely. And now I'm going to heat that up to the prescribed temperature, which in this case I'm going to pick 55 degrees. And there you go. It'll take a little while, and once it's warmed up we'll be able to get started. To make the most of the ultrasonic cleaner, the parts mustn't touch the side of the tank. So this little basket here will hang the parts in the water whilst the cleaning takes place. So find a way of getting them all in under the water. There we go. Hopefully that will be about the right level, and we'll see how that goes. Still got a bit of heating to do. Okay, so we're close enough to being at temperature now, so I will load it. Now I can't hold on to the camera and load it, so I'm afraid you're going to have to just trust me, and I'll show you once I've actually put the parts into the washer. So there you go, the parts are now in the washer. As you can see, there's already some motion in the fluids there, just from the action of the detergent onto the grease surfaces. So I will now start the ultrasonic part. So now it's finished. Now we can get to see what we've got out. I'm probably going to put the camera down again to take the parts out, and I'll be back with you as soon as they're on the draining board. So there we go, you'll see they already look quite a bit brighter. I'll need to rinse them off, and then we'll see what they look like for closer inspection. So now here we have the parts. As you can see, it's managed to wash off some of the insulating material that is used to protect the pop rivets that hold the flash guards on. It's reasonably even clean. There's still a little bit of grime around the joints here, but that we should scrub off fairly easily now. You can see, look, if I just use my thumb on there, it comes up nice and clean.